Hi friends, when I did my video on sleep in Hindi, I was getting a lot of requests to do it in English also. So here I am sharing with you on what we can do to help and promote sleep in our children. You know, since the time I started working with kids, I usually initially only used to work and give exercises to parents and to kids when they would come to me at the therapy center. So I used to teach them exercises that they could do at the therapy center and exercises which they would follow up at home. So that was all that I did in my initial years. And gradually, I started seeing some kids, having the same diagnosis, age, and all, improving more, and others who were not improving at the same pace at which others were improving. I tried to find out and understand the reasons, and I realized a lot of work is needed on the sleep of the child. Sleep is extremely important. That is the time when the brain is storing, when the brain is actually doing a lot of work at night. And for children, sleep is like really important. So along with the exercises that the parents follow at home and the therapy when they come to us at the therapy center for therapy, I feel these are both important. And in addition to this, the sleep hygiene is very, very important. So I started working on a lot of sleep hygiene, and I started teaching a lot of parents on what they should follow at home. And I realized it was getting too monotonous, and many people didn't know what exactly it is. So I thought I should make a video. That is something that I've written even in my book. That's looking beyond labels, becoming a mindful parent, and that's what I'm going to be referring to while I'm going to be speaking to you. Now, most parents are working, mother and father both are working, so the younger kids are usually put off to sleep in the afternoons, and most of the times the afternoon time is not a fixed time. I see that the time keeps changing. It sometimes children sleep in the afternoon by 2, sometimes by 3, sometimes by 4, and I have a few kids who would sleep even by 5. So what I mean is that there was no fixed routine in the child's life, and that is a very, very important part, that the routine has to be the same. Secondly, some children were put to sleep in the afternoon simply because the parents were working, and now because of COVID or other issues they are at home. So when the kids sleep, they get enough time to be on their meetings, and they can get time to talk and finish off the work that is there, which is all absolutely fine. But what happens is, some kids after 3 years of age, or maybe after, like, it depends, changes from child to child, but after 3 to 4 years of age, kids don't really need that afternoon sleep. And even if they need, and if they sleep in the afternoon, it helps them to feel more rested, definitely. But the sleep at night is more restorative, so that is very important, that the child sleeps at night. Most kids who would sleep in the afternoon at varying times were sleeping by 11, 12, 12:30, 1:30. And it's become like a new normal because when I would speak to parents, and they would say, yeah, we sleep by 12:31. Children as old as 3 years old, 4 years old, sleeping by 1:30. I don't know how that normal kind of shifted somehow, but I feel, and this is just my viewpoint, that if we have a same time to sleep every night, it's very important. And even if the child is sleeping in the afternoon, then it's important that it should be the same time in the afternoon every day. After 4 years of age, as I said, it's not really required that the child needs to sleep in the afternoon. So that is another thing that we can take care of. Secondly, many a times parents tell me the kids sleep by 1:30. Now I usually recommend that the child goes off to sleep by 9:30, and parents say it's impossible. It's not possible for them from 1:30 to suddenly come back to 9:30. So what I tell parents is that let the child sleep from 1:30. Instead of 1:30, start sleeping by 1. From 1, let's make it 12:30. Very gradually make it 12, and very, very gradually you're taking the sleep towards, like the earlier hours, and that really helps. So this is one very important thing to take care of, that beyond 4 years of age, if your child doesn't want to sleep, it's not really needed. And if you still want your child to sleep, then try and have a fixed time every day rather than changing the time every single day and the child wakes up at any time. That disturbs the rhythm. Our body has a rhythm, so the rhythm gets disturbed and the body needs some more time to keep adjusting to that routine, and by the time it's adjusted, it's a different time again the next day. So it's important that we have a same time that the child sleeps at in the afternoon and even at night. So that's one important thing. Now, what is the other point that I've mentioned in my point is about the food. Many a times the dinner. Now, that's another important thing. The dinner is usually by 8:39, and immediately after that we're expecting the child to sleep. So that's also very important, that we take care that we have an early dinner by 8:30, and then there is enough time and a gap. So if the child is sleeping by 9:30, and if the dinner is done by 8 o'clock, then there's enough time for the body to digest that, and it's not a very, very heavy dinner. So that's additional one more thing that we can take care of. Most of the times it's important, I wouldn't say most of the times, it is important at all times to take care that we set a routine or a ritual, like like every day when we wake up in the morning, we brush our teeth, we take a bath. So there's a same pattern that we follow in the morning. Exactly in that same way, there should be a pattern that's followed at night. And it's extremely important, because if that pattern is followed at night, the child's body starts getting that sense of predictability that now it's time to go to sleep. So having a sleep routine or a ritual is very important. In my book, in the first point I've mentioned is a bedtime routine. And now when I say a bedtime routine, it could be a very small little thing as simple as brushing teeth. So when we are brushing teeth at night, the child knows, oh, it's time to go to sleep. Or a simple ritual could be that you just ask the child to change into a night dress. So that can be another simple routine. Also, I'll come specifically on the night dress bit of it, because some kids have tactile issues. Some of them, most parents that I know of, they say the moment my child is in the night dress, something or the other behavior starts coming up, so because the child now knows that it's time to go off to sleep, so they would say, oh, it's itching here, or I want to scratch here, oh, give me this, give me that. Oh, so there's a lot of stuff that keep coming up. Many a times, yeah, it could be definitely an allergy or something, but it could be a tactile thing and the child is not able to express. I remember working with this child, and the parents kept telling, every time that the parents put the night dress for the child, he would say it's itching. And they got all the kinds of treatments done. They got allergy testing done. They would put those creams and lotions to ensure that he was calmer and settled. But then, the child could only say it's itching, and they did not understand whether it was a itch or whether it was a tactile irritation that it was being caused. So, it's very important to be very careful of what is the language that the child is using, and does the child have that much of a vocabulary to convey what he wants to convey. So why am I saying this is because whenever the night dress is put, one is there is predictability, but sometimes the night dress has those tags, and it's important to remove it from the from the stitch, to take it out, not to cut it, but to take it out, so that those tags don't bother the child anywhere. It could be behind, on the side, anywhere. The other important thing to also take care is that if you're making a child wear a night dress, ensure that it is washed 3 to 4 times and it is soft cotton. Many a times parents want those fancy clothes. They want their child to be in those fancy clothes, which is absolutely fine. But if it is uncomfortable for the child, then it is not a good idea. So cotton night suit which has been washed 3 to 4 times. Even the bed on which the child sleeps. What is the kind of bed sheet? Is the bed sheet is it cotton? First of all, has it been washed quite a number of times? Some kids that I work with, parents say my child doesn't want to sleep on the bed, but they want to lie down on the floor or on the sofa. And it could be the smell of the bed sheet. It could be some or the other things. So what I'm only trying to tell you is check for these things also. Check if the night dress is comfortable. Check if the bed sheet is comfortable. Check if the pillow is comfortable, if the pillow cover is comfortable, if the thickness of the pillow is comfortable. So there could be many factors which may be interfering with the child being able to fall off to sleep. So that's few things. Now coming back to the sleep routine. So when I speak about the sleep routine, I mean that we have that either we brush, the child brushes teeth, or it could be that the child is, as I said, wearing a night dress. So that kind of prepares the system that it's time to go off to sleep. So that is something that we do as a bedtime routine. There are many things, you could read a story. Bedtime stories is a great routine. Switching off the yellow light, the white light in the bedroom, and switching on a yellow light is an indication. So it prepares the system, oh, we need to go off to sleep. Just as I spoke about late night dinners, it's also important to ensure, because most parents tell me he doesn't go to sleep, so I make him jump on the trampoline. They also say I make him swing a lot. I do a lot of activities just before sleeping. Now, it's a very good idea to do a lot of activities throughout the day. But just before sleeping, if I do activities, it will make the system more aroused. The child would not find it comfortable to fall off to sleep with a lot of activities that are done immediately before sleeping. And if you're doing activities just before sleeping, ensure that they are more calming, more relaxing, those kinds of things. Again, the bedtime routine could be different for different people. So some kids love to be rocked on a swing, very slow rocking. Some love to be rocked on a ball, very, very slow rocking. Some love just a bedtime, just a shower before a bath, a warm water bath, and then a good, nice massage before sleep. So these are some few things that you could do. Some parents that I know use very mild essential oils, so even those could be used. Just a drop of it they put on the pillow. I'm not an aromatherapist, but you could check out with an aromatherapist who can help you with understanding what essential oil. If you've tried everything else and you still find it difficult putting your child to sleep, the time that he takes to fall off to sleep is too much sometimes. Coming back to creating the environment in sleep, it's also important to take care that there isn't a lot of activity happening. We want the child to sleep, but we are talking, we are watching TV. Coming back to TV, a lot of screen time before sleep would definitely disrupt the sleep. So it's important that no TV time or no screen time, at least 90 minutes to 2 hours before sleep. There can be so many other things that can be done before sleeping so that we help to promote sleep. So these are basic things that you can take care of. I have also mentioned about being consistent. Now this is an important thing. I have a lot of parents who come to me and they say, ma'am, you told me strategies, we worked, and my child is still not sleeping. And I asked them, how many days did you follow that for? And they said there were too many things to do, so we did it for one day, then the next day I had some meeting or a call, and then there were guests and we couldn't follow. So that doesn't help. Having a consistent routine is extremely important. If you can't do brushing and giving a bath and a massage and many things, start with just one thing. But it's important to do that one thing consistently on a regular basis. We have to work, it's like there's that discipline needed, in ourselves before. I wouldn't say discipline needed and we don't do it on purpose, but the fact is there's really a lot of discipline that the child commands from us. And when we get more disciplined and we give that kind of an environment, it becomes easier for the child to go off to sleep. Okay. Then I've mentioned about, some kids, I've written about using a stuffed animal. So, sometimes the bed is too big. So we can have a lot of soft toys around, or we can have lots of pillows around so the child feels snug. Many parents that I know, they say our kids sleeps on top, the child will be so much that only the mother's or the father's skin should touch the child. He will not sleep on the bed. So with such kids, I would definitely work on sensory integration. I would also work on integration of primitive reflexes which are unintegrated, and I would promote that. So once those are integrated, that will help to promote more sleep. So till then, we can keep a lot of soft toys around, we can keep pillows around, so that the child feels nice and snug. So that's what you can do. The lycra material, you get that in the market, and I'm very soon planning to open up this section which is called My OT Supplies, where it would be and there'll be products on swings and daisy chains and all that that I will make available on Amazon. In that, you get this lycra cover, a cover which is made of lycra, like a pillow cover, which is put on the mattress, and the child can go and sleep inside. So he gets that good, nice, deep pressure while before sleeping. And if you don't have that, using a therapy ball to give pressure on the legs is also a good idea. So those are some few things that you can do to promote sleep. I've also mentioned keep the room cool. A decrease in the temperature transition, it teaches the body, oh, now it's time to go off to sleep. So these are a few things that we can start doing. Screen time I spoke about, and fixed time to sleep every day, fixed time to wake up every day. Now that involves even on weekends, because many times we sleep late on weekends, we sleep late, we wake up late. But it's important, a half an hour or 1 hour stretch is okay, but stretching it too much and then expecting our body to calm down and to fall off to sleep, for us as adults I think it is still okay, but for kids, if we are working on it, then it's important that there's the same time to fall off to sleep and there's the same time to wake up. That's important also. Yeah, avoid a lot of tea, coffee, cola, soft drinks, chocolates just before sleeping. Those are important because they'll increase the levels of sugar in the body and the child would again become hyperactive. So those are few things that we can also take care of. This is important point that I mentioned here. Expose the child to a lot of natural light, because natural light is extremely important. It promotes the secretion of melatonin, which is a natural hormone which is released. So it's important that there is a lot of outdoor play, and if now it is not possible, at least walk for half an hour outdoors is extremely important to promote sleep. And then I have also mentioned about earthing. So when I say earthing, it means that the surface, the foot, the sole of the foot coming in contact with soil, sand, what else? Soil, sand, water, any water body. So they say exposure to greens and blues. So a lot of time outside, and where the sole of the foot makes contact with the soil or the sand is very helpful too. Earthing really helps. So that is not to be, if you can do it every day, amazing, wonderful. But if you cannot do every day, then at least once, twice a week, doing earthing for every day, 15-20 minutes for a week. If you do it once or twice a week, at least for an hour or so. Even walking on grass, if you remember, at least my dad used to tell us, walk on grass, it's really helpful. Walk on sand, it's very helpful. And there was wisdom in all that they spoke. So that is another important thing. Earthing is extremely important. So these are some of the things that I would work on to promote sleep in kids. And let me know if you've tried these strategies and let me know how that helps your child. Also important to notice is that if you've done everything and you still feel your child is not sleeping, then it is important to meet up a developmental pediatrician or a pediatric neurologist and check if medications could be considered for sleep. But because sleep is extremely important. If your child sleeps well at night, his daytime activity would be much more regulated. He will learn so much more in therapy. So sleep is very important. I also conduct a course which is called Promoting Sleep, because I believe if the sleep is taken care of, then the daytime activity level would be so much more regulated. I wouldn't have to work on hyperactivity, poor concentration, poor focus. I'm not saying that sleep is the only important thing. What I'm trying to say, it's one of the most important things. So you could do these strategies. If you feel you've done all of it and still not helping, you could attend my course on sleep routine and promoting sleep in kids. And having said all of it, it's also important that we as adults, as parents, also get a good enough sleep, because only when we sleep well, we are also more regulated. We do not keep reacting to our kids. We are more calmer. We respond to their behavioral challenges more from heart rather than by just reacting, So we don't react, we respond when we also have a good night's sleep. So it's important that you as parents also take care of your sleeping habits too. I have given a lot of tips about how to make this interaction between a parent and child more enriching in my book. So I would love if you can read my book. Oops, there's so much light coming now. So if you can read my book, it's there on Amazon, and it's available in most of the countries. So let me know. And for those of you who've already read my book, I'm already getting great reviews. Thank you so much. Do post reviews on Amazon also, so that others get to know about my book. And I'm conducting this book club meeting, book read meeting on 2nd October. So for those who've already bought my book, do send me your order ID and I'll send you the Zoom link, where I'll be available for 2 hours from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Timings, on 2nd October, to be able to answer your queries, questions, doubts, and share your experiences. So I look forward to meeting you all on 2nd October, and all the best to you with all the efforts in promoting a very restful and restorative sleep for your child and for yourselves. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.